All right. So, Twano 2 a.m. Where did the name come from?
So the name Twano 2 a.m. So you say
Yeah.
Twan. I so Twan. I go with Twan just for short, so don't get
Mm-hmm.
butchered. And then 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is like that defines my hustle. Like I be up past 2 a.m. most of the time. So I roll with 2 a.m. Stuck with it, and that's all off the muscle at 2 a.m.
Okay, that's an awesome story behind that. I can understand you not wanting to get your name butchered. Uh,
Right, right.
yeah. So, what was your first? What can you think of? What your first memory or introduction to music was? Like, when you were
Um,
younger.
and he used to have like he had these big speakers in the back of his car, so you know those speakers that it shake the whole car, like even the rearview mirror be shaking. It
Yeah,
was
the subs, big
right.
subs in the
So
back.
right, he had those. At the time, it was like I had three brothers at the time, so we would just be in the back seat, and I know like you could hear him pulling up from a mile away, damn near with those loud speakers in the back. So around that
You
time,
expect the windows to shatter, right?
exactly, exactly. So. And then, so I think that's probably my first memory, like from being real young, around like the ages of 8, 7, and just that's when I would feel music, like literally, like vibrating me. That's my first memory.
So, what sort of sounds was he listening? Was that rap,
Oh, it was
R
definitely
and
rap.
B, or
It was definitely rap. And then as I got a little bit older, I started to dig deep into Eminem. I was a big Eminem and Michael Jackson fan. So when Michael Jackson died, I found out about him
yeah?
the day that he died, and I remember exactly how he died and everything. I dug deep into Michael
Mm,
Jackson. I was deep into his music, tried to sing like him and everything too. And then same thing with Eminem. I went back and listened to every single Eminem diss record and knew the words. So
yeah, right. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I raised my daughter with Michael, and obviously Eminem came out just before she was born. But I remember buying his first single, cassette single,
what was his first single? What was his first one?
of the first one that went mainstream, which was, My Name Is.
That was his first single.
Yeah,
Like
I
by
think it was 99.
by himself, or was he in Jackson Five still?
Oh, no, I'm talking about Eminem. No, Jackson 5. Oh, I'm not that
Oh,
old.
okay,
No, yeah, he was Jackson 5. Yeah, no,
okay.
that's my parents' era. So, yeah, no. But yeah, I did bring up my daughter on Michael Jackson as well. I mean, he was a living legend at the time, and he's still a legend. And
Right,
Eminem's now also he is a living legend now too.
right,
Yeah, so
right.
you got introduced to music by your dad then in the car, listening to rap, and you poured yourself into Eminem and Michael Jackson. No,
Right.
sort of that's your inspiration, your musical inspiration. All right, so your inspiration is kind of to do with who inspires you to make you want to create. So, I suppose the artists, that have touched you and inspired you and made you go, this is what I want to do. I can do this.
So
And then who you kind of like think, okay, well, I like that sort of sound, and that's sort of, as much as you, of course, you always want to create your own unique sound. It's sort of like, oh yeah, I like those sort of flows. I would want to be more like that than this person, sort of thing. Your musical inspirations. What inspires you to create what you create?
so so it's probably so it's artists from around the time when I was 13 and up. That's who started inspiring me to really make music. And that would be, I don't know if you know who these people is, but Rich Homie Quan, he from Atlanta, down in Georgia. Um, Lil Herb or G Herbo from Chicago. That's those two definitely big inspiration. I still listen to them today, even though
Nice.
they say one of those artists and whatnot. He ain't as big as he used to be. But I still like listen to even when he still dropped. Those two really some big inspirations. I wouldn't really say Eminem is a big inspiration though, to be honest.
No,
Really,
that's
really,
just what you got you into music, sort
right,
of thing,
exactly,
really. Yeah.
right.
Right. Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
And then like so, but see, like this is so with music, it's weird because so I just seen a video on TikTok about somebody saying how those kids in the neighborhood growing up that all they would do is randomly spread out like random lyrics that they might have unidentified like autism or ADHD or something like that. Um,
That's rubbish, but yeah.
so so
Okay.
so that's kind of like made up. That's some made up stuff.
Yeah, right.
But so I really can't even put things into words. Sometimes I get like an overwhelming feeling in my chest with a lot of things
Yeah.
trying to express myself. But that's so I'll just go straight to music. Music is definitely an outlet to help get a lot
Yeah,
of things
exactly.
out.
Yeah, I understand. 'Cause there's just too many words or not enough words, or you just, yeah, and the music brings that out of you. It lets you feel, it lets you emote, and
Exactly.
it hits you. Yeah. Okay, that's totally understandable. So you realized around about 13 years old that it was speaking to you, and was that when you realized you could do it or wanted to do it?
So truth be told, I I really realized I was like talented with this up until recently because most of my childhood I had like I was alone. I had friends here and there like for certain periods of time I had like a group of friends, but we always moving around a lot. So I thought everybody
Right.
could rap, how like I could freestyle and whatnot. I thought everybody could. I really thought genuinely a lot of people. I didn't think I was like special when with talent. I didn't think that like I could put words together, and just make it sound good, like differently to other people. I thought everybody was able to do what I was doing. So really,
Right.
up until recently, when I started like rapping in front of like one, my friend, I was in the barracks one time, and two of my friends had came over, and we threw a beat on,
Right.
and I was rapping for like 8 minutes straight. To him, they was like shocked, like, damn, you just rap 8 minutes straight to me. I'm like, I thought everybody could do that. I didn't think 8 minutes straight was like impressive or crazy. So up until recently, I realized, okay, I might be different with this music. So let me just take it serious.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's that people think it's easier than it is because it comes across being easy because it's just spoken word, really, put down to a really nice beat, you know?
Right,
And yeah, you give that a try, and it's just, yeah, it's like you're lucky if you can get a paragraph out if
right.
you're a normal person.
And that's what I always tell people. Like until you actually get behind that microphone and then you could hear yourself over that beat, and then it's time to rap and play it back. You don't really know if you nice like that.
Yeah, and then you've got other rappers that will, write stuff down and they'll have to memorize it, and then just get a beat on to and do it. They can't freestyle because I
Right.
can remember looking into rap battles back in the day, in the 80s and the 90s, and you had what they called freestyle rappers that could just go off the cuff, like that Matt guy that you showed on your channel, that can just give me three words and then there's other rappers that would come obviously with these lyrics memorized, these verses that they've created memorized and could put it down to any beat. So would you say you're more in the freestyle category rather than having to
I ge-
memorize lyrics?
so yes, so I would say I'm in that lane because I genuinely like freestyling too because it's
Yeah,
a real puzzle. I like
yeah,
solving things. So like growing up, math was my favorite subject because I just like problem solving and then seeing this equation. Okay, then we gotta get the answer, and I like doing step by step, showing it out. So with freestyling, it's the same thing for me. I like being under pressure. So if I
right.
if I'll say something, I'll rent. I don't even know what I'm saying, but then I got literally milliseconds to figure out what I'm gonna say and make it make
Mm.
sense and put the words together. So whenever I accomplish that and I can feel myself getting better, that's the best feeling in the world. So as long as I got that fire in me, I'm going. But I like freestyling more than anything, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. I mean, that's the most pure form of it, really, and that's why it's got the name freestyling rather than, yeah. But that's awesome. So, do you have do you have any cultural influences? Because I mean, are you aware of any of your culture other outside of the African American community in America?
Not really, to be honest. No, I have no
Right,
idea with any cultures outside. No.
right. And is there anyone else in your like actual life that's not, you know, in the music scene that inspires you at all, or is encouraging you,
See,
helping you along?
and,
You
and
know?
see, that's the thing too. Am I had enough song? I say, I feel like it's all me. I ain't got no examples. I don't got nobody to go and speak
Right.
to about nothing. I swear to God, like almost everything I know, I can't speak to nobody about things. And I feel like people that's not through the internet that knows what I know almost don't even exist in
Hmm.
real life, because throughout my real life, I never ran into somebody that liked music as much as me. I never ran into somebody that just understood how to make money off the internet or how to see the world from a bird's eye view. I never ran into nobody that, but I know there's people out there. I thought it was way more than what it is in real life, but
Mm.
so really it's just I have not really. I can't say I do.
Yeah, because is there a stigma attached? I mean, obviously, I'm at the bottom of the world, so my cultural references to the communities that you broke up, grow up in, is from music and TV and movies. And so, for a young black man, it's your ways out of the hood are either sport or music, or otherwise you've got to be a drug dealer and go to prison. I mean, that's how they frame it. Obviously, there are other ways, but
All right.
the two main goals for you guys is sport and music. And is that kind of true?
Um,
Do you feel that?
to to be honest, I don't think it's not, so it's not really true, but the only people that we look up to is in those worlds. So like nobody
Right.
wants to be nobody else. All the men that get all the women, all the men that's just getting all the attention and whatnot, is those. It's either, and that's damn near all you could think about is either just music or playing sports, and you just grow up. That's all you really know. Nobody really wants to go and be no doctor for real. We don't see too many. We don't see no doctors in front of our face. Our uncle didn't go and be a doctor and get $300K a year and come show us and say, hey, like this is the way to go or nothing. So a lot of people, it's a big cycle. Just no parents, no parents. Like my aunt just passed away. Well, she had a baby in her.
Oh,
Now
sorry. Oh,
her
God.
baby about to go with my mama. So she ain't so that baby ain't even finna be with they pops. I was telling my mama like, damn, the cycle. It's literally the cycle is continuing. So and
Hmm.
I doubt her baby finna go and think about being a doctor and a lawyer growing up. He gonna definitely think about hooping and um music. So
Yeah. Right. Okay. So it is kind of a stereotype, but it's kind of not, because these guys are the guys that you look up to. But
exactly.
I'm sure there are other kids that do grow up and want to be your spaceman or
Right. And
or a
see, that's the
doctor
thing
or a
too. Like
lawyer or whatever. But
right. So
mm,
my apologies. Those kids don't get no attention really.
mm-hmm.
Like they really don't get no attention. So especially in today's time, everybody fighting for attention. Everybody's fighting for clout. So you get attention. You post some sport highlights, some sport highlights on Instagram. You getting attention. Attention really is a new wave. It's a new currency. So that's what a lot of kids is flocking to.
Right. So do you think that that's your guys' generation, or it's just always been that way? 'Cause, I mean, I'm just all of a sudden thinking, attention and your culture, of course, which to me is probably nowhere near the truth because I'm
All
so
right.
far away from America. But I think old school African Americans are trying to get attention were probably like pimps, or yeah, they were in the Jackson Five, or that's really old school. But
I, so I
they were
think
the attention ones before there were YouTube and
mm,
Instagram and all these other ways you can do it. But
so,
still, we give music and sport or
so I think because a lot of so what black people really known as is being like cool and hip and in style and setting trends. The only places that really thrives in is stuff like entertainment and sports and stuff.
right.
So I think it's gonna continue to happen. And the only people that's telling them not to do that might be the ones that's already doing what, like for example, I seen there was a commercial a couple of years ago and it was LeBron on TV saying we don't need no more LeBrons, we don't need no more, we need more lawyers and doctors. And it's like the only people that's really telling you, the people that's telling you not to do what they doing is the ones that's
Mm-hmm.
doing what they doing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
All right,
It's like
so
at the same time, if you got the, hundreds of thousands of dollars to send me to college and however many years I have to sit in a classroom to do that, when I could be out on the court having a good time, doing something I enjoy rather than sitting in a class to become a doctor.
all right. And
It's
genuinely, a
like,
lot
oh,
of and we really good at those things too. Like a lot of kids is great at those things, but the ones that has no potential in it, they should definitely go and be, the doctors and etc.
Yeah, well, you guys are actually physically superiorly built compared to, a lot of other races. So for
Right.
sports, in a lot of ways, that's why you see whenever you guys go into sports and like the Olympics and stuff like that as well, you dominate. You have the physique for it, the bodies for it. It's amazing.
Right.
So with your album that you've dropped, the Stepchild, why did you come up with that name?
So the stepchild. So let me see. Should I should I be
If
real?
you don't want to answer, that's fine.
No. I'm gonna answer, but I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
I'm gonna sprinkle the answer with. I'm not gonna give the
Yeah.
whole thing. I kind of want the truth to be within the music. So then the
Right.
overtime when you listen to future albums and stuff, then you look
You'll
back, it's all
figure it
about
out.
me. Right? Exactly. So
Oh, cool.
I could just tell you the baseline of it though. So stepchild,
Awesome.
I'll put it like this. So my mom. So my mama used to send me to live with some other people, and I was a stepchild in that family. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
Right.
So I was a stepchild in that family, and
Right.
a lot of my memories and a lot of my thinking and stuff and my patterns and a lot of like thoughts in my head might be back in my head and stuff comes from that family and whatnot. So
I understand.
right,
Right. In the multiculture, we whānau people out, each other out. That's usually kept within the family or the tribe, obviously. So if somebody has one too many children or can't look after the children, they get cousin or a sister or brother, or just adopt them, but not legally.
oh
We
wait,
just
wait,
call
wait.
them whānau.
Let me say this. Like she didn't like send me, oh, stay over there for like 10, let's stay over there for 10 years, whatever. So she was
Yeah.
every summer I would go and stay with them, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
right.
So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that too. Cool. Okay. Where's the rest of my questions?
But that's enough time for like so each summer every year that's enough time for certain things to set in and things to happen and whatnot. And a lot of those things genuinely only I know. And
Right.
it's as I look back, I realize a lot of things about me only I really know. So I'm gonna just put it into this music. I'm gonna fall in love with this music and put it into my songs.
Right. So in a way, your songs obviously are your babies, but they're also memories of your life. They're your stories.
Right, right.
Nice. So, how did it feel, the day after you released this on YouTube to find out that you're being blasted at a New Zealand vaccine centre to,
So
hundreds of people?
so it's crazy because it was a voice in the back of my head like, all right, get this done. I'm transitioning, getting out the military, getting out the Marine Corps. And in
Right.
the military, you literally, so you get out at like 4:30, but you gotta be, so you from there from like 07 to 4:30. That's if you got a good shot. Some people, they be there at 05 and get out at like 6, 8 p.m. It's bad, but
Oh dear.
so then getting out from 4:30 and then trying to make sure you got energy. So you probably go to sleep at like 10. So that's about 6 hours to get a lot done, and I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
YouTube full time and mixing and mastering my own music full time. So I really took a long time to get that project out, to get Stepchild out. So it felt good to,
Mm-hmm.
for one, even just finally be done. I kind of did rush some of the production on it, but I finally got it out, and it felt good to get the feedback on it because I feel like I know that like most of this music is good, and and it's just the beginning. This is literally my first songs I ever recorded, so I know the potential is crazy, and it feel good to look in the comments. Now I know some people in the comments, they only showing love because they might know me as a YouTuber. They might know me, so they just want to support me no matter what, and I don't let that really get to my head. So I kind of look at everything with a grain of salt. I still try to I try to honestly I try to look for the bad feedback, and truth be told, my songs a lot of people listen to, I don't get that much bad feedback. I don't know if it's because people just don't want to be honest with me, or if it's actually like universally accepted.
Oh, it'll come because you've always got trolls out there, and the bigger you get, and then your people just also pure jealousy will try and tear you down too. You know.
Right.
So it'll come, and that's the stuff you kind of don't want to read. But I know what you're looking for. You're looking for feedback that's constructive feedback. So if there's something there that you think you can improve on, you want to take that and run with it.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
no,
right.
but to answer your question, though, it felt great. It felt great to know that. So my questions with that was, so who? I had so many questions. So who was the DJ? Who played it? Somebody tell him to come play it, or what was going on? Was he just already in tune with 2 a.m.? Just I don't know. So I'm just blessed to even have somebody listen to it, and for them to play that in front of that many people. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was blown away too when I heard it. I thought that's really awesome because it might have hit 100 people's ears, and might only be one person there that goes, "Oh, I love that," and take it. But that's one more person than you had 5 minutes ago, and so it's how
Right.
you get spread. It's how you get out there.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
so, but it must have been a huge confidence booster too.
Now I can't really say it because to be honest, it don't really feel real. It don't really feel real. So
Yeah, yeah, especially being over here too.
right, exactly. Like I seen the comment, and so it really didn't feel real until I told you about it, and then you was asking me, oh, what place was it and whatnot. And I was like, okay, this kind of is a big deal then. But when I read the comment, I was like, oh, like that's what's up. But I didn't really digest it really until I told you.
Yeah, well, I mean, being a nurse and having worked in situations kind of like this, but not on such a scale, I know that the music that's pumping in the background, if I'm working it, because you've got cars coming up and stuff like that, and people getting vaccinated, if I don't like the music that's playing, I'm going to go say something and say, turn that off. I've got to work. I want something decent. So the fact
Mm,
that it was up there and it was playing and people were grooving to it as well, you know, is pretty cool. So that's how I see it as well, because that's awesome.
all right.
So what does your family think of it? I mean, your mum. So
So
is it just your mum? Do you have any siblings?
So I got like about 9 siblings, to be honest. I think it's around
Yeah.
11. She likes the music though. She likes the music. I haven't had no bad feedback yet. So I think it's a good and a bad thing, really.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from there too. So, like you're talking about, you're worried that your mum, you're going to go and do Eminem cleaning out my closet, and your mum's going to disown you and sue your ass. But she's cool, and yeah, I mean, at the same time, you've got a lot of creative liberty when it comes to anything creative that you do. So, we're gonna hear things, and we're like, "Well, did that happen to him?" But at the same time, like any based on a true story movie, you can elaborate to make it sound better, or it could be the whole truth, but you can then
Hmm.
come back and say, "Oh yeah, little bits of it are true," to the world. So
Hmm.
you've always got ways to protect yourself there too. So, but that's awesome. So she likes it. So, how did you get into the YouTube thing?
So
Because you've got quite a big fam there, but a lot of support there, I see.
so that's really a good question. So I grew up watching YouTube. I grew up learning a lot from you. A lot of stuff I know. I always try to learn something new on YouTube. Everything if I don't know how to do something, I just look up how to do it on YouTube or something. Um, I grew up I grew up watching a couple YouTubers and whatnot. So I really didn't even plan on doing reactions. I honestly I looked down at reaction channels. I thought reaction channels was like stealing content and just like not respectable and whatnot. But it was when did I start? I started YouTube. So this is so this story right here. This really gave me the fire kind of to really take off with YouTube. So I went to. So it was one day I went on leave. I was in the military. I went on leave for Christmas leave last year. I came back. I was talking to this girl, and she came over to my bedroom. And one day, like that same night, at like 2 in the morning or something, she had just left. She left in a frantic. She left her earrings on the floor. She left everything around the floor, and then she just got up and left one day, like that night. And she was saying before she left how I guess her friend. So I ain't gonna say all that, but so she left, right? And and I low key didn't want her to leave, but I ain't tell her like, oh, don't leave. I ain't want to look like I was begging her to stay or nothing. So
Yeah,
she left.
you don't want to come across desperate.
Right. So
You say here, yeah.
so she
But
left.
you wanted the company.
Right, exactly. So, but the story that she told me why she left was not the truth. So she left, and I texted like, I was like, all right, cool, drive safe or something. I ain't getting no response.
Yeah, I remember this now. You said it on the thing, and
Right.
yeah, it had something to do with she had got a text from her ex-boyfriend that she wanted to be with. Is that correct?
Right. So
Something along those lines.
pretty much. So I texted like, drive safe, and then she ain't want to. She didn't reply. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe her phone dead or something. So then a couple hours go by. I look up on Instagram. I can't find her. So I'm like, damn, I'm already out of my element because this usually don't even happen to me. So I went to my other Instagram page, looked her up. I found her. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. So I sent her a video. I was just like, you could have kept it 100 with me. Like, you don't even got to do that to me. So then she sent me this fat paragraph saying how her when she was thinking about her ex and whatnot, and then her ex, I don't know, something with her ex and whatnot. So she just got up out of there, and then she just out the blue just cut me off, smooth off, and it's crazy because I didn't even really like her like that, but the fact that that happened to me, that just hurt. I never felt no hurt like that ever. Never felt no hurt like that ever in my life, and that was hurting for like 2-3 weeks, and that's right when I got my YouTube started, and I got it started. I had a whiteboard. I wrote down like 10 different things on that whiteboard. I was looking at it every day. It was like 10 different affirmations on it. The biggest one was like, you have no friends. That's the biggest one. That was the header, and then up under there it was like 9 more, and I just sat down. I was sitting down in my room. And I was just telling myself, all right, I'm going to take YouTube serious. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we not going to stop. I guarantee if I put in 110%, I'm going to get some feedback from the universe. So that's how I got my YouTube started. But that fire, like that hurt, I used that as fire, though. I used that like to fuel me to keep going because I was definitely hurt.
Okay. So first time you kind of experienced that hurt. I can understand that. We've all been there. Affirmations on the whiteboard. Right. Your top one, you've got no friends. Right. Do you think that can be at times, though, a bit of help? Because at this, we've all got friends and we all love them at times. Right. But at the same time, friends, they won't bring out the jealousy on the surface. They'll be, and they'll say, oh, no, that sounds crap, bro, and it sounds really good because it's, they might not even be aware of the jealousy, but they don't want you to be successful because, do you know what I'm saying? It's that they're underneath, not on the surface.
So are you asking, is that why I don't try to have too many friends?
No, I'm saying is that, do you think that it's a good thing? Because, this is what we do as human beings. Everyone wants to be number one, wants to be the best. When you got a friend that is going to end up outshining you and, leave you in the dust because they're talented, so in a way, do you think it's kind of helped you having no friends at the moment?
Not really. I can't say that's why I don't have no friends. Really, I don't have no friends because I'm at an age where most of the people around me, they not really locked in or focused as me, so I can't even have conversations with people. A lot of conversations that's being had with people my age is about nothing of any substance. It's about nothing that I even genuinely care about. So instead of me coming around people and fake being and fake liking these conversations and fake liking what they doing, I just try to just focus on what I got going on. And I know I'm overly focused that if anybody was to come around me and see what I was do every day, they'll probably be bored, or they probably won't like what I'm doing, or and I really can't even think straight. The fact I'm in the military, I can't even think all the way me. I'm not really all the way me. But I got one friend. I got one like homie. That's my right hand man. I know I trust him with everything. But so if more friends come along down the line, that's fine. But I'm not really asking for a million friends, and I feel like it helps me to just do what I know is right. But I really don't have a lot of friends because people my age, they're not really, I don't know, they just not really doing nothing. At least the ones around that I met in real life so far throughout my journey, they're not really doing nothing that I would want to be around every day.
I can understand that. I've been through that when I was younger myself. You're career focused and you're driven, and they're all just out partying and getting drunk every weekend and that sort of thing.
So it's like, it's not that I purposely have no friends. It's just that nobody has became my friend, if that makes sense. And
yeah, I do know what you're saying. I had plenty of what I call acquaintances, but and I'd say that I was their friend, but it's like, I don't, want to open up to you. I'll hang out with you when I've got time, but you're not on the same level right now as me because I'm on the grind.
Exactly.
To make something of myself. And I know you guys, or they're at university or whatever, they're doing their thing, but it's not to the same.
Right.
So it's like, if I need a break and I want to party, I'll come find you.
Exactly. That's exactly
find me.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah, exactly. So with your music, like, what's your favorite song on your album?
My favorite song, that's so tough. I really like To a Yemen, New Zealand. I really do, but like my favorite one at the moment is, I like Left Hollywood. I like that because the first 8 bars is just so, like, it's so true and it's so real. I like Left Hollywood a lot. I like that one, the remix. I love the beat on it. I love the delivery. That's my favorite one for sure. And I know more and more people are gonna love my music because I love my music. So I'm gonna do the best to make sure it's the best to my ears. And I'm saying this as humble as possible. I feel like I have real good music ears and music taste, and I know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. And I really haven't gave out any opinions that that doesn't really prove that what I'm saying about my music taste. So I feel like what was I about to say? But yeah, so the more I make music that I like and I love to hear, I know more and more people's gonna love it. But Left Hollywood is probably my favorite one, definitely right now.
Awesome. What's your process? Okay, so like, some people are writing lyrics and then they're going into a studio. Some people lay down a beat and then they just get behind the mic and just freestyle and see what comes out. What's your process?
So what I'll do is I'll find a beat that I immediately just feel in my soul. I like feeling in my chest, damn near. And and all the time, it doesn't happen all the time, but that's 98% of the time. And that's how most of these beats be so soulful, because that's at least the period of the life that I'm in right now, my period of life. Maybe when I get older, I'll switch up to different type of beats. But right now, I love the soulful type beats. I'll just turn that beat on, and I'll rap, I'll freestyle. But when I'm freestyling, I like for my chest burning. So that's how I know I'm going down the right path. So I'll feel my chest getting warm and whatnot. So I'll just freestyle, and I'll determine off of the beat if I should put a hook in there. Determine off of the beat kind of tells me, okay, this is a beat where you just rap the whole way, or a beat to tell me like, okay, put a hook right here, or just put a bridge or something. So I'll freestyle for the melodies. I'll turn the beat on, freestyle over it like 5 different times, and then once I figure out, okay, I want to do this melody right here, put the hook right here, then I'll freestyle, and then I'll I get the flow, and then at that point, it's solving the puzzle again. Now I just got to find the words that fits in those little pockets and make it make sense and whatnot. So that's my process with it.
Nice.
But
so you think you're good at? Oh, I from what I see, I think you're good at self-editing. But do you think that there's times where you get attached to something that's not working there, but you don't want to leave it, so you'll, instead of flicking it when the song's good, you'll go and start all over again just to add that little bit in?
Not really, to be honest. The main thing with me right now is just I don't like how my microphone is. I want like a better quality microphone. I really want a better quality mic. But other than that, everything, the whole just the whole process of even learning how to mix and master, that was probably the most irritating part. But once I learned the ins and outs, everything from there is smooth. I barely use any plugins. Most of this is kind of raw, but right. So
okay, what are plugins? Sorry.
So plugins is like, so if you think of, okay, so say I rap on a song and then I want to add auto-tune. Auto-tune is a plugin.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah. Okay. So not real music. Sorry.
All right.
I'm old, but I can remember a studio just had a humongous soundboard, and then we were in a different room, and you'd sing, and and there'd be real instruments, and we could lay down beats, but again, that was like done by DJ. Or,
so it's all digital now. Everything is digital.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what they do there with that, but then changing things like with the actual voices and stuff, once that came in, it was like, oh my gosh, blow me away. And now, they don't even need anything. You can make beats on your phone even, right?
Right, GarageBand.
Yeah, Garage. That's just, the power that you've got to do that. So it can make anyone, inspire anyone to go out there and make a beat and do it.
It's crazy. I truthfully didn't even know that my music would even, like, I didn't know that my feeling, like, that I would get making this music would go on to other people. Like, people genuinely tell me how much they appreciate the music and they love it, or they'll feel it, and or they'll listen to it as serious as I am when I'm making it. Because
it's resonating with people.
Right, exactly. And the experiences I have with people in real life, I never really ran across nobody that had a love for music or even listen to it as serious as I do with other people. So for me to draw in the audience to a young family and then have people take my music serious and actually listen to it, it's just a blessing to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm blown away by what you've dropped, given that this is your first try and everything. Because usually when people break and make it, people think, oh, that's their first go. No, it's usually they've got hundreds of albums behind them, whether they've been released or not. And so like listening to what you've just dropped here is pretty impressive. There's a couple there that could be put out.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So that's really cool. So you can, in some of the songs, in some parts, you can hear some, of your newness in a way that you're not as what they call seasoned, but just the fact that in a way that's also almost acceptable and appreciated when it's put out there too. But it sounds so good. I'm really impressed. I think you've done amazing, and so
thank you.
Can't wait for other people to hear
it. and I understand that some parts is definitely, you could tell where it's like not a season, but I know like you were saying that sometimes it's appreciated too. And I don't want to beat my brain in too much and try to become a perfectionist and whatnot, and I know those things gonna come over time.
No, of course not. And then also, like you said, they've got computers now, and if you've got someone, like when you blow up and all of that, you have a team of people working with you. So it might still be all your original thoughts and feelings and sounds and everything, but they just come in and they clean it up and they say, oh, redo this, and they've got the same ears, but they know how to make it And
And I
that's the problem that you have sometimes is you get stuck and you're like, I don't know, I know this needs something, but I don't know what the hell it
right,
needs, you know?
right. And
So,
honestly, I feel like once I get that team, I think 2 a.m. is gonna be deadly. At that point,
oh, yeah.
once
Mm,
we get a team that actually, we believe in each other and we trust each other, and it's a lot of loyalty going
mm,
on. I think
yeah,
it's from that point, it's nothing in the way. It's nothing in the way now, but a lot of this is just me. A lot of this is off the muscle, just literally me. Bought a
mm-hmm,
computer and I just started putting my talent out there into the internet. And so
yep,
once I get that team, I could just imagine, because I know I'm gonna take it serious, and I already do. So I could just imagine how far we're gonna
yeah,
get.
that's awesome. Okay, I can't think of anything else to
So
ask you
you,
right now. But yeah,
uh,
no, you are a raw talent, and that's what I mean. You're like a diamond in the rough. You don't often see them, don't come along that often. Usually, when you're at this level that you're at now, yeah, you find that there's been a heap of work behind them already. So the fact that this is all pure you, raw, brand new, fresh, green, which
mm,
when we say green, we mean you haven't got that experience. You haven't done this before. This is just off the cuff, you going for it at home, it's bloody impressive. And so, yeah, you're what we call a diamond in a rough.
thank you for believing
So,
in me. And I want you to know, like you telling me these things, it's not really giving me a big head, or it's not feeding my ego or nothing. It's kind of just solidifying what I feel like in the back of my mind. I feel like, because when I make this music, I be thinking like, I know I know this is a good song. There's no way it's not.
yeah,
I know it is. So for me to get that, like, that validation from you right now, like, yeah, you, like, this is something that's nice. I'm like, okay, like, I knew it. Like, I knew it. So so I appreciate you,
yeah.
because you waking up a demon. So I appreciate it, definitely.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's worth it. I'm just worried though, because America's such a big place, and because I don't know how many. I assume that there's plenty of kids, young people. Sorry, you're not a kid, young person doing these sorts of things as well. I don't want you to just get lost in the muck. Because you know,
And see,
back in the day, it used to be, you would put it down on a cassette and you'd send it into a label. I mean, now the last thing you want to do is really get involved with a label
all
until
right.
or if you do, you've got to really have a good manager who knows what the fuck you're doing, so you don't lose all your royalties and you know
And that's the thing too.
everything else.
Like I know. Um, I'm coming out with a whole bunch of genuine music. If somebody, I'm not really tripping on nobody else, because I know somebody else would be successful or whatever. They going crazy in their numbers. That just opens up more of a window for me to even get more successful. I'm gonna find my lane for sure. I just need that opportunity. Right now, it's like
Yeah.
I gotta. It's like I heard somebody in the song say, it's G Herbo. He say, my lane was like a wide receiver drill. I just made it through. That's why I listen to him, because
Yeah.
he be saying little stuff like that, to where it'll resonate with me, and I'll sit with it.
Mhm.
So just like that
Nice.
right there, I just know I just gotta find my lane, and I'm going to definitely find my way to sit down at that table, and like everybody eating, they eating good money, they take care of their people. I'm definitely gonna
Yep.
be at that table regardless.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I really want you to make it, because again, it's yeah, I can just hear it. I've been around enough artists to know, professional artists. I don't really know any amateur, well, New Zealand professional artists,
Okay.
and a few internationals. But yeah, you can be there. It's just how do we? But I mean, YouTube's a huge platform. I keep forgetting. You are out there already. You're out in the world, so that's cool. It's like I feel like, oh, you've got to get a manager now. You got to do, it's not like the old days where you've got to go, pound the pavement and press the flesh and
But see, that's still in my mind. Or like in the back of I still think like, all right, how am I gonna find a manager? How am I gonna find a good one? All right, who's gonna be the graphic designer
100.
and whatnot? But it's a lot of VAs out here, a lot of virtual assistants. But
Yeah,
I think finding that manager is the main one. I don't know how to go about it. I don't even know who to go to ask questions, or whatever. I don't like have no mentors, no nothing.
Yeah, it's finding those people, eh? Because I mean, I wouldn't have any idea either. Because I mean, over there it's also serious and full on and all of that. But then you got to be careful because a lot of the managers over there work, get kickbacks from labels, and you want to find a manager that's just you believes in you, wants you to do the best, and isn't 50-50 in your camp, 50-50 with the label, whatever. Because I mean, obviously, you want to work with the label at some stage because that's where the big bucks come from, and they're the ones that are going to pay for your music videos and your trips and the arena tours and all of this sort of stuff.
Right.
But you want to have the rights of all of that, and you want to be making all the money. You don't want to then find out, this is we spent all your money, we own all your music, fuck off.
Right. And I don't want them to, and I always want to keep a little leverage, just be able to stay with the people. I don't want them to put me in a box, try to make me look like a certain way, try to make me just be super hood or something or whatnot. I kind of want to always be able to be me. I don't want to be forced to put out this type of music or whatever, just whatever they want me to be. So.
Yeah, well, that's what's so good with this day and age with this YouTube and all of that, because I mean, you create who you are, and you can, record companies don't have as much power as they used to, because there's a million different ways to get music now. It's not going to a store and having to buy a hard copy like a CD, a record, or a cassette tape. It's all on the internet. And then there's people that don't even listen to what you call commercial stuff that the record labels put out. They're just listening to all this amateur, raw stuff that's on YouTube or GarageBand or these other things. SoundCloud. We're a SoundCloud. So I'm not as dumb as I thought. So yeah.
Oh, you good. You still in tune. You good.
I'm trying to be. My daughter, when she lived with me, kept me up to date more, but she's moved out now. So.
No, but I really appreciate you for even taking the time to sit down with me and have this conversation with me. And tell me these things. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, if you ever have any questions, if I can, flag them to me, and I'll always try and answer them, or at least, reach out to someone that might be able to. Because again, we're so small here, so you just you meet everybody. Everybody knows everybody, So I'm and I might not know some of the artists now, but I can easily ring up Peter and say, "Hey, Peter, can you get in touch with 660 guys or whatever?" And then also Australia and New Zealand do share quite a tight relationship. So if Australia has people that blow up here and they've come over here, then we tend to know them too. But it's breaking into the States. I don't know how many Kiwis have tried to break into the States. I mean, they'll break into all over the world. I mean, they'll be in Europe and in Asia, but America's the hardest to crack for everybody. And so, and you're living in it, and the record companies will say, "There's a million of you. What makes you special? What makes you different?" And it's like, so.
We're gonna get there.
It's crazy.
I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've just got to make sure we support you and get you what you need. So yeah, I think that's everything.
I'm gonna go ahead.
You happy with that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna start recording right now. Let me see.